see what a day.
What an amazing day.
Yeah. By the way, thank you for bringing us to Attractus. It's an amazing location. I really would like to explore it even more.
It's always nice to share inspiring stories and bring people that try to make the world a slightly better place here. That's actually what is it all about.
True, very much true. If you have to describe Attractus in a couple of words, what would it be? Maybe just, adjectives. Try to...
Okay, it's the place where someone gets in, does something, hears something, listens to somebody, and leaves a slightly better version of himself.
I can totally agree with that. I think even today, being a host, listening to the guests that we had from the Athens ecosystem, I was thinking that I would like to rewatch these episodes because some of them gave insights that go much deeper than, having just this conversation. I think even myself would go out here a bit of a better person than I was before. And amazing connections that we could actually do.
I hope so. It's located Pluto's Academy, the original one where he was teaching his students philosophy, is just 300 meters away. So we always sometimes want to believe that it's an academy of philosophy and of evolving and where the best version of yourself comes out through various ways and people.
Actually, this is also how we met, right? We started pretty fast speaking about values. I was wondering, before you met me in Sofia, what was your expectation of this meeting? Did you think that, I don't know, we would have this fit and we would do podcasting together and you would be, I don't know, maybe in a way part of the Recursive?
And I'm always expecting nothing and everything and embracing serendipity. And believe that every person comes in your life for a specific reason or the teacher. So I was very excited to meet you because I have read your story and you're a very inspiring person, a very inspiring young lady trying to change things and tell stories of other people. And strongly believe of the meaning and of the work, the very important work of people that work as ambassadors of the things they believe, as ambassadors of good examples. And we talked today about actually reflecting, Osman, today, a lot about the role models in life, how important and crucial they are. So...
very much true.
Yeah.
When we met, I was very, very impressed actually by the synchronicity of this meeting because just a day before that, I was actually thinking that I would like to reach out to the person who is in charge of Attractus because this is the place where I want to have the next episodes of the Recursive.
Actually, once you came by and you didn't ring the bell, it was and it was not the correct timing. The correct timing was when we met in Sofia.
Exactly.
In this sunny day. So, yes, it's amazing and embracing serendipity and looking forward to everything that comes.
So speaking of ambassadors, you are actually a very, very active one yourself. I mean, you are volunteering in so many ways where you would like to give good examples and convey the right values to entrepreneurs, to women, to innovators.
And kids lately, that's the most challenging part.
And also kids. I was watching, the episodes of...
Big talks.
The talks that you have here in Attractus, it's really cool. I love the idea. I would like, to have this also in Bulgaria and also in Romania.
Definitely.
We should definitely do it. Export this format. But tell me about your work as a global shaper and part of the community. Which are the most inspiring people that you met through the Global Shapers community?
That's a very beautiful question, actually, because through the community of the Global Shapers and the World Economic Forum and many other communities that I have had the honor to participate in and contribute to and meet other people, you expect, because through the World Economic Forum, you have access to many people. We've met Jack Ma, Bill Gates, all these people, and they have given us amazing lessons. But I'm pretty confident here that the most valuable people I met, and the role models that I met were the same members of the community. You know, people like me, like you, like all of us that are, each one of us is trying to do something to thrive, to overcome his fears, everything that he has been through, and chasing their dreams, following their values. And, you know, these people, they have this magnet and they try to interconnect and connect with each other. And when people that are trying actually to do things that are not that altruistic always, that are altruistic, sorry, they meet each other, and the result is astonishing. So the most inspiring people are the same members of the communities that I've been in.
I think great leaders, they usually have this charisma around them, and they have this amazing quality to convince others to jump on their mission, regardless if they're going to be potential employees, investors, partners. This is the one thing that actually have great leaders.
Because the world lacks people that smile.
You think? Okay.
And people that really are true to themselves, and they're making mistakes. We're all making mistakes. It's not that we're perfect or someone else, but you have this vision and this energy around you, and this determination and consistency that I want to do nice things in my life. I don't just want to pass through this life. I want to, I know to do nice things, to feel nice, to sleep at night, go to bed at night with a clear conscience. And the smiling people, it's nice to have people that are looking at the bright side of the things.
Optimism is also something that we definitely need more of
We
here
do.
in our region, thinking that it is possible. And I think this is also why we are actually doing the podcast, exactly to establish these role models and to give optimism to the next generation of entrepreneurs who would probably watch, I don't know, like today's Steffi or Dimitris or Athena, and they would say, yes, I want to be like her or him, and if he can do it,
then I can do
she
it.
can do it, then I can do it too.
But always your way, always your way. And it's amazing, something that has worked for me, for example, the podcast now. Go online while you're doing stuff in your house, while you're not feeling well, and just listen to this podcast, something. And, you immediately feel better.
True.
It's like a pill. So this storytelling of people that have been struggled, have tried, have achieved, have succeeded, and they're amazing. There's like a big heritage in this.
There is nothing more powerful than actually a good, authentic story, I believe.
Exactly.
When you mentioned that you had the chance to meet with people like Bill Gates and Jack Ma, and I think we read a lot about them, and there is this shiny image, but what was the one thing that surprised you, maybe about the two of them when you met them?
Okay, there are people like us, with needs and things, and they're like normal people. You idealize people that we really don't know how they are. You haven't met them, but I would tell you a takeout from an advice. They were a lot about advising, like what would you advise? Bill Gates he was telling us that he's still on subscribing himself like anonymously in online courses every single day, and he's into communities and asking and learning new things every day. And he's like in these forums asking some developers how this is done or the other thing is done. And nobody knows that, Bill Gates is the one learning. So he emphasized a lot the meaning and the importance of lifelong learning in life. And with the Jack Ma meeting was about empathy and the EQ and how important is this to be developed from the very young age. Today with Athena, we talked about it a little bit, that, the emotional intelligence and empathy is developed until, I think, within the age of 6. So this is also a good lesson for the parents, to be that you should focus on your children from a very young age to assist them in developing important skills. like empathy, decision making, problem solving, uniqueness, learning how to learn, learning how to fail and stand up, and all these nice things that we all struggle and will be struggling forever. It's a never-ending journey.
There is a lot that we can also learn about exactly these topics from today's conversations, but I wanted to ask you, how does it feel to be the host?
It's nice. If you're curious as a nature, you always like to learn more and to see the perspective of the other person, and to listen. I mean, I think the host is the most privileged because you get to ask whatever you want, and what we hope always is to respond to questions of the audience as well.
True. It's a role that I also pretty much enjoy. I'm sure that I can do it much better. They're amazing hosts, but what really strikes me is that at some point during the conversation, you develop this bond with the person next to you. In the beginning, it all starts like a normal interview, and then at some point you make this connection, and then it becomes more about the human conversation and less about the cameras and everything which is around you.
You're totally right. I share that with you, that we don't focus on one thing nowadays for so long. Like, if I think from the people in my life that I love, when was the last time I had a conversation, we were like one-on-one, looking in each other's eyes and just talking about something without any distraction? It goes a long time before. So this connection is really amazing, and it teaches you the importance of being present.
I was wondering, maybe we can do like a short blitz round.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Leo.
Totally.
You too.
True. So, if you had to choose between Sofia and Athens, what would it be?
Sofia.
How long did you spend in Athens?
21 years.
How long did you spend in Sofia?
I've none, actually. I'm just visiting. I'm from Pleven and Belene.
Okay. What is the first thing that you do in the morning?
I drink coffee. A lot of coffee.
What is the last thing that you do before you go to bed?
I pray. It's not like always pray, but various kinds of prayers.
When is the last time that you thought, I'm grateful for this happening?
Now. I'm very grateful. It's amazing.
What is the last blind spot that you discovered about yourself?
Yesterday, when I had a coaching session, and I discovered something that my childhood has brought me today, and I haven't realized it.
What was it?
The connection with being a good girl. That's not necessary to be always the good girl.
Who you would like to see here from the perspective of the host in the Recursive podcast next?
Elon Musk.
Do you think he would agree?
You never know. You have to try, darling.
But I trust that if someone can convince him to come, it would be you.
You have to try. You have nothing to lose.
And what is your astrological sign?
Leo.
And are you ascendant?
Scorpio.
Oh, just like me.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, poor you. I'm so sorry.
Okay. We learned today that there are around 500 startups in the Greek startup ecosystem. Do you think that's enough?
No. There should be 5,000 at least.
What do you think would bring the startup ecosystem on a next level, and all these unicorns become unicorns?
Greece becoming a hub for digital nomads, faster internet access everywhere in Greece, more international companies bringing their headquarters here and attracting people from various backgrounds and countries. Yeah, I would agree also with Dimitris. Role models, more accessible, bigger accessibility to role models.
What do you think, let's say, the Bulgarian ecosystem or the Romanian ecosystem or the Serbian ecosystem can learn from the connectedness in the Greek diaspora?
Oh, that's a great question. You know, Greek diaspora is so united. It's amazing. You know, you go to a city and you go to the Greek community and they welcome you. Unfortunately, we Bulgarians don't have that. And we could learn that, definitely. Like how we unite our diaspora, and work together. And there's an amazing example of the THI, the Hellenic Initiative. They're like the Greek diaspora that are very well positioned abroad, in the States especially. And they are fundraising for the Greek companies and startup ecosystems. As Global Shapers, we established the regeneration, that's about brain drain. We developed as a hub the regeneration program. And the Greek diaspora and the THI, during their annual dinner in New York, they've raised about, I think 3 years ago, 2 million for the program that is active in Greece and is focused on brain gain and brain drain in Greece and upskilling and reskilling. It's amazing if you think of it. And I would really, really, really love to see that in with the Bulgarian diaspora as well, because there are amazing Bulgarians abroad that don't know each other, don't know where to find each other. And if they unite in a way, I think not they, can do wonders also for Bulgaria and the Bulgarian startup ecosystem and Bulgaria as a whole.
Oh, I trust that as well.
I really believe in that. It would be amazing.
Speaking of brain drain, it's actually a common problem that we have in the whole region in Southeast Europe. And I know that you've been involved in projects which are targeting exactly this topic in Greece.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah, exactly.
Bulgaria, the brain in Greece, working with a brain drain in Greece. It's yeah.
Do you think that brain gain can also happen somehow without diaspora members moving physically to the country back, or does it actually matter where we live? Can't we just be on several places?
You know, I believe a lot that Bulgarians, Greeks, any country, young people, they have to leave the country. The brain drain should happen, but then when they decide to come back, they should be able to come back. That's the problem. The problem is not people leaving. The problem is that people leave and they don't want to come back. And because if you leave, you act as an ambassador to your country. You talk about your country abroad. You are yourself, your representative of your country. So it's a very responsible role you have abroad. So you're also an ambassador for your nation, your country, your religion, anything that you believe and stand for. And it's amazing. Imagine a world where everybody was living it in its own country. But the point is, you don't stay abroad because you have to, of financial reasons. You stay abroad because you choose to.
So when you're in Davos, let's say, you're an ambassador of Bulgaria, of Greece. How do you feel yourself being multinational?
That's amazing, because when I started traveling abroad for work, etc., and like the cherry was Davos, I guess, they always ask me, where are you from? And I tell the same story every time. You know, I'm from Bulgaria and I'm from Greece. And they were like, okay, so you're 50-50, you know, your parents are Bulgarians, you're like half-half. And I was like, no, I'm 100% Bulgaria. And after 21 years in Greece, I'm 100% also Greek. I just am up to 200.
That's actually a great answer. Another great answer that I once heard was by a writer, Dimitri Dinov, that I met in Vienna. And he spent also a huge part of his life in Vienna. And he would say, you know what, I love both of them. But like Bulgaria is my mother and Austria is my lover.
It's so nice. You know, you don't have to feel guilty. You know, I've been feeling very guilty sometimes in my life of saying that. But no, I live in both countries and I adore Bulgaria. You know, I miss it. My roots are very deep. But it doesn't take, it's like love. You make two children. You don't love the one less than the other. Love is always excelling. It's not like deducting when you love, and you feel for the both. But yeah, I am Bulgarian. Like I'm never gonna become non-Bulgarian or less Bulgarian, no matter in how many countries I live. I'll always be Bulgarian. That's here. I mean, like, it's always there.
You will keep it always. By the way, speaking also of brain gain, I think there is also an important aspect that we kind of don't think about enough. We speak a lot about bringing back Greeks, bringing back Bulgarians, bringing back Romanians. But in fact, if you want to do true innovation, just like Dimitri said, you have to bring the right people together, and this is when it actually starts happening. So how do you think are we going to become more attractive for people who are not Bulgarians, who are not Romanians, who are not Greeks?
To not losing our tradition and things that are important to us, and to preserving our nature and our the things that keep us a nation. By being keeping our identity. Because if we try to be like Bulgaria tries to adapt to like all the foreigners, all the people that come, try to change, no, we have to persevere this tradition. We should be proud of it, and this should attract the people. So they're curious to go and visit and see and explore, and through storytelling of what we are, who we are, and through ambassadors abroad, through people that are abroad, like these three things, I believe.
I truly believe that storytelling has a huge potential that is yet to explore when it comes to bringing the best minds to our region. And when it comes to identity, culture, nature, there is so much that we can offer.
And developing our own minds, trying how our own minds can reach their full potential. It's a very challenging journey, but very doable.
Desy, thank you so much for
Thank
hosting the Recursive podcast here in Athens, in Attractos. It's been an amazing day. You've been so attentive to anything that we actually needed here to set up the whole operations. People don't really see what is behind the camera, but there is a lot of work done by Andrei, my colleague there, and also Zori, who are always here with us. And I'm very much looking forward to the next time that we're going to record in Athens.
And if you're just as passionate about innovation as we are, hit subscribe for the Recursive podcast on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. We're everywhere.